You are a scrapper, a junker, a connoisseur of cosmic refuse. Your ship, the Nomad, is your home and your crowbar. You pry open the forgotten corners of the galaxy. You search for anything valuable enough to keep you fed, enough to keep your life support systems from complaining. They complain a lot. Today is no different from 1,000 others. You drift through the forbidden sector, a place where navigation charts turn into warnings, where legends speak of ghost ships and silent doom. Most sane pilots stay clear. But sane pilots don't have to make rent. The silence of your cockpit is your constant companion. It is broken only by the hum of the ship's recyclers and the occasional sarcastic comment from your onboard AI. Her name is Lyra. You found her personality chip in a derelict cargo hauler. She was supposed to be a luxury cruise director. Now she critiques your piloting. Suddenly, a new sound enters the mix. A low resonant hum. It is not a distress call. It is not a warning beacon. It pulses through your ship's hull. It vibrates in your teeth. Lyra's holographic form flickers beside your command chair. That is not a standard communication frequency, she says. Her voice is calm, but her light form is a little fuzzy. That means she is intrigued. The signal isn't just a sound, it feels like a song. A sad, ancient melody that whispers of a place you have never known. But somehow, it feels like home. You check the nav charts again. There is nothing out here, absolutely nothing, except that impossible song. The song pulls you forward. It is a siren's call in the deep dark. Lyra runs diagnostics. The signal originates from a dense debris field, uncharted, she reports. I recommend extreme caution, or perhaps a nice cup of tea in a different direction. You ignore her suggestion. Caution doesn't pay for fuel. You push the Nomad forward. You weave through twisted metal and shattered composites. This was a battleground once, but the wreckage is strange. You see a piece of a hull floating nearby. It is long and curved. The metal is a deep, starless black. It has no scratches, no dents, no scorch marks from any weapon you recognize. In a field of violent debris, it is perfect. You extend the Nomad's magnetic grapple. It latches on with a heavy thud. Alarms immediately begin to chirp on your console. Hull integrity of the target is off the charts, Lyra says. Her voice has lost its usual playful tone. I cannot identify the alloy. It is impossibly dense and impossibly old. You pull the fragment into your small cargo bay. The inner airlock doors grind open. You put on your void suit. Not because you have to, but because you have a feeling. A very strange feeling. You step into the bay. The piece of metal is about the size of your Land Rover. It rests on the deck, absorbing the light. It is cold to the touch. So cold it almost burns through your glove. As you run your hand over its flawless surface, you see it. Faint lines, etched into the black metal. It's a map, a star chart pointing to a single, lonely star. A place far from any known trade route. The journey takes 3 weeks. 3 weeks of listening to that humming song. It is now embedded in the strange metal in your hold. It sings to you in your sleep. Lyra complains about the fuel consumption. She complains about the dwindling food supplies. She says you are chasing a ghost. A very expensive ghost, she adds. You just keep your eyes on the navigation screen. The path is empty. No ships, no stations. No signals but the one you are following. It is like this part of space was wiped clean. Then you arrive. The star is a brilliant blue sapphire. It hangs alone in the velvet darkness. There are no other suns nearby, no nebulae. Just this solitary point of light. And orbiting it, one world. A planet shrouded in a thick blanket of gray clouds. Your scanners show nothing. No energy signatures, no communications, no signs of life. The planet is a stone, a dead sphere in a dead system. Well, Lyra says softly, this is either the discovery of a lifetime or the galaxy's most elaborate prank. The pull of the mystery is too strong to ignore. This is it. The end of the trail. You leave the Nomad in a high, stable orbit. Lyra protests. She argues it's an unnecessary risk. She's probably right. You take your small atmospheric shuttle, the Wren, and begin your descent. The gray clouds are a toxic soup. Corrosive gases and radioactive dust whip against your shuttle's shields. Alarms scream. The little ship shudders and groans around you. It was built for asteroid hopping, not for this chemical hell. You break through the final cloud layer, and your breath catches in your throat. Below you, ruins. The skeletons of colossal cities stretch to the horizon. Towers that pierce the murky sky. Bridges that span dry ocean beds. All of it silent, all of it still. There are no lights, no movement. Just the grandeur of a civilization long dead. You guide the Wren down. You find a wide, shattered plaza, a perfect place to land. You touch down gently. You kill the engines. The resulting silence is the loudest thing you have ever heard. It presses in on you. It is the sound of absolute finality. You climb into your enviro suit. The air outside is unbreathable. A toxic cocktail that would kill you in seconds. You step out onto the cracked pavement of the plaza. The scale of this place is staggering. The buildings are mountains of dead metal and stone. A fine gray dust covers everything. It is the dust of ages. You walk for what feels like hours. Every street is a canyon of ghosts. Every building is a tomb. You feel a deep, profound loneliness, a sense of being a trespasser in a sacred graveyard. You are the only living thing for 1,000 light years. Or so you think. Then you see it. Amidst the universal decay, one structure stands apart. It is a smooth, windowless spire. It is made of the same black material as the relic in your ship. There is no dust on its walls, no sign of erosion. It looks like it was built yesterday. Curiosity overrides your fear. You find an opening, a perfect archway leading into darkness. You step through. The change is instantaneous. The oppressive gray world vanishes. You are in a circular chamber. The walls, the floor, the ceiling, they all glow with a soft, clean, white light. The air here is pure, breathable. In the center of the room, the light coalesces. It gathers itself into a form, a tall, slender figure. It is humanoid, but made of shifting, shimmering light. It has no face, no features, but you feel its gaze upon you. It is a gaze of immense age and patience. It has been waiting for you. It does not speak, but a voice floods your mind, not a voice of words, but of pure understanding. You are shown images, visions. You see this world as it once was, a vibrant paradise, green forests and sparkling blue oceans, cities of light that lived in harmony with the planet. You see its people. They look like you, but they radiate a calm, powerful energy. The vision shifts. The calm shatters. You are shown a war, a conflict on a scale your mind can barely comprehend. Starborn fleets clash in the void. Ships the size of small moons unleash terrible energies. Weapons that unravel space itself are fired. And you see the enemy. It is not a race. It is not an empire. It is a wave of absolute nothing. A consuming darkness that swarms over everything. It is a tide of anti-existence. The figure of light shows you the final, desperate moments. The paradise world burning. The people looking to the stars not with hope, but with grim purpose. The vision ends. The warning hangs in your mind. The enemy is still out there, and it is patient. The ghost of light turns and drifts deeper into the spire. It is an invitation. You follow without hesitation. You walk down a long hallway that curves gently downward. The glowing walls guide your way. You enter a vast, cavernous space. It is an archive. Shelves made of light stretch up into the darkness. They hold billions of glowing crystals, each one a repository of knowledge. This is the memory of a lost civilization. It is the greatest treasure in the universe. And it is guarded. In the exact center of this immense library rests a single, perfect diamond. It is the size of your shuttle. And inside the diamond, something slumbers. You can feel it. A consciousness of immense power and intellect. It is held in stasis by the crystal tomb. The light being floats before the diamond. It gestures to a small, dark console at the crystal's base. The console is dormant, dead. It is a power conduit, a keyhole waiting for a key. You understand what the ghost wants, what this place needs. It needs power. It needs a spark to relight the fire. A spark only you can provide. The decision is simple and terrifying. You have to connect your shuttle's power core to the console. The Wren barely has enough energy to get you back to orbit. Diverting its power here could strand you forever. But to walk away from this, from the answer to everything, it is not a choice. You return to your shuttle. You wrestle the heavy power cables from their housing. You run them from the Wren's engine compartment back into the spire. The work is hard. Your breath fogs up your helmet's faceplate. Your muscles ache. But you are driven by a purpose you have never felt before. You connect the final cable to the console. You take a deep breath. You flip the switch. Power surges from your little shuttle. It flows into the ancient machine. The console hums to life. Light races along circuits that have been dark for eons. The great diamond begins to glow. First, a soft pulse. Then a brilliant, blinding light that fills the entire archive. A voice speaks, not in your ears, but directly in the center of your mind. It is a voice made of pure logic and ancient wisdom. Power levels optimal. Core consciousness online. I am the warden. I have slept long. The voice is calm, but you feel its immense scope. It is the mind of a planet. You have come far, little scavenger, the warden says. You seek answers. I shall provide. But the truth you seek has a price. Awakening me has lit a beacon in the dark. A beacon for those who would claim this knowledge, and for the enemy we fled. It has a name. We call it the silence. Even as the warden speaks, your ship's proximity alerts begin to scream in your helmet. Lyra's frantic voice cuts through the warden's calm thoughts. Multiple contacts inbound. Fast! I'm reading a dozen ships on an intercept course. You rush back to the Wren. You pull up the tactical display. She was not exaggerating. A swarm of signatures is converging on the planet. You recognize some of them. The brutal, angular design of the Cathar Syndicate. The sleek, corporate warships of Exogen. Your rivals, the vultures of the Outer Rim. They detected the energy surge from the Warden's awakening. They have come to pick the bones of your discovery. But there are other ships. Signatures you have never seen before. They are jagged, aggressive. Their energy readings are alien, unsettling. They are not fighting each other, Lyra reports, her voice tight with tension. They are all coming for us. The quiet graveyard has become the busiest place in the sector. You feel a surge of panic. You are one person in a tiny shuttle, trapped on a dead world with a fleet bearing down on you. They are irrelevant. The warden's voice cuts through your fear. Its tone is dismissive, almost bored. This world is not dead, inheritor. It is merely resting. As the first Cathar cruiser breaches the upper atmosphere, the planet groans. A deep, resonant tremor shakes the ground beneath your feet. Dust and rock fall from the ruined cityscapes. All across the globe, the ground splits open. Huge, black weapon emplacements rise from the ancient soil. They are sleek and deadly. Energy shields, vast, shimmering domes of force, flicker to life over the ruined cities. The warden's voice is in your mind again. The Aegis is active. The tools are yours to command. The console in front of you on the Wren's dashboard flickers. It is now linked to the planetary defense grid. You are no longer just a pilot. You are the commander of a fortress world. The sky ignites as the first shots are fired. The planetary weapons are devastating. Beams of pure white energy lance into orbit. They strike the Cathar ships with pinpoint accuracy. The alien vessels shatter like glass. The Exogen fleet hesitates. They break formation. They clearly were not expecting the planet to shoot back. You have a moment to breathe. A moment of stunned silence as you watch the battle unfold. You did not even touch the controls. The defenses acted on their own. The system is on automated defense, the warden explains. But it is inefficient. It lacks the creative spark of a living mind. A mind like yours. The warden continues, its thoughts flowing into yours. It shows you the truth of the light beings. The ghosts. They are not souls, it says. They are imprints. The stored consciousness of our greatest minds. The first ancestors. Every ghost is a perfect copy. A general who never lost a battle. An engineer who could shape stars. A philosopher who understood the fabric of the universe. They were backed up here, saved in this great archive before the final confrontation with the silence. They are a library of genius, a legacy of immense power, and they are waiting to be used. The battle in orbit is turning. The rival fleets are adapting. They are smart. They are focusing their fire on the weapon emplacements. The automated defenses cannot keep up with their coordinated tactics. Your own ship, the Nomad, is a sitting duck in orbit. It will be the first thing they destroy once they deal with the planetary guns. Your vessel is vulnerable, the warden states the obvious. Your tactical awareness is limited. You are only one mind. We can change that. The warden offers you a solution. A terrible, wonderful choice. You can merge with an imprint. Accept the consciousness of an ancestor into your own mind. This is the choice of your life. The imprint would grant you its knowledge, its skills. You could command the planet's weapons with the skill of a master tactician. You could pilot your ship through the battle like a ghost. But the risks are made clear to you. Your own personality, everything that makes you you, could be overwhelmed, submerged, erased. You could become a passenger in your own body. Or you could become something more than human, something greater. The light figure from the chamber appears before you in the shuttle's cockpit. It extends a shimmering hand. It is waiting for your decision. Save yourself and your ship, or remain who you are and be destroyed. It's not much of a choice, is it? You reach out. Your gloved hand meets the ghost's hand of light. For a moment, nothing happens. Then, fire. A torrent of information and power floods your mind. It is not like learning. It is like remembering. Centuries of strategic knowledge, millennia of scientific principle, the memories of a life lived on a scale you cannot imagine. Your mind screams. It stretches. It reshapes itself to contain the impossible. You are still you, but you are also more. The consciousness of an ancient tactician settles within you. His name is Kalen. He does not speak. He simply is. And through his eyes, the chaos of the battle becomes clear. You see the patterns, the weaknesses in the enemy formations, the firing solutions. Your hands fly over the console. You are no longer just commanding the planet's defenses. You are one with them. A beam of energy spears from a hidden emplacement. It strikes an exogen cruiser not on its hull, but on its exposed shield generator. The shield collapses. Another beam follows, gutting the ship from bow to stern. You move with a speed and precision that feels utterly natural. You are not fighting a battle. You are composing a symphony of destruction. You and Kalen, together. You are the fire of ascension. The fleets break. The Cathar and the exogen warships turn and run. The unknown alien vessels do the same. They flee from the ghost that now commands this world. In the silence that follows, the mind of Kalen shares the final, deepest truth with you. The great enemy, the silence, is not a species. It is not an armada. It is a law of the universe. It is cosmic entropy given a hungry, malevolent will. It is the universe's natural tendency to decay and return to nothingness. It is a force that wants to unmake creation itself. You cannot fight it with ships. You cannot defeat it with weapons. It is like trying to declare war on time. The first ancestors understood this. They knew they could not win a conventional war. So they chose a different path, a path of ultimate sacrifice. They did not flee from the silence. They transformed themselves into a barrier against it. Their entire civilization, trillions of minds, became a shield, a metaphysical wall built in a higher dimension of reality. It holds back the tide of nothingness. It protects the younger races of the galaxy, like humanity. It gives them a space to grow and to live. This world, this ancient, sleeping Earth, is the anchor point for that great shield. It is the keystone that holds everything together. The mind of the warden returns. Its voice is somber. The immediate danger has passed. But the true crisis has just begun. The shield is failing, the warden says. The ancestors' energy is not infinite. Your arrival, the awakening of this archive, the battle, it has created a strain, a crack in the barrier. The warden shows you a new vision. You see the great shield, a wall of shimmering, golden light. And you see the cracks forming. You see the darkness of the silence seeping through the edges, a darkness that will eventually consume everything. The ancestors bought the galaxy billions of years, but that time is running out. You are no longer a scrapper. That life is over. The ghost of Kalen within you, the voice of the warden around you, they have given you a new purpose. You are the inheritor of an ancient legacy. You are a messenger carrying the most important warning in history. Your mission is clear. You must use the power of this ancient world. You must take the knowledge of the ancestors. You must go back out into the galaxy. You have to find the scattered, bickering tribes of humanity. You must rally them, unite them. You must prepare them for the true war. A war not for territory or for resources, but a war for existence itself. A war against the coming of the great and final silence. A new dawn is breaking over the ruins of old Earth. And with it, a new war begins.